tackling public expenditure from the wrong end, if I might say so, why don't you look at it as any housewife has to look at it? She has to look at her expenditure every week or every month, according to what she can afford to spend. And if she overspends 1 week or month, she's got to economise the next. Now, governments really ought to look at it from the viewpoint of what can we afford to spend. They've already put up taxes, and yet the taxes they collect are not enough for the tremendous amount they're spending. They're having to borrow to a greater extent than ever before, and future generations will have to repay.
Hi, my name's Alfonso, and welcome to my new channel, My Two Penneth, for what it's worth. Well, today I'm going to discuss some little things about austerity. And I've got a little short video, and it's a conversation with Margaret Thatcher. And we all know that she came into power in 1979, and she talked about her housewife having to balance a budget. But what you failed to mention, it's a country, and the country has its own bank. I don't know any household that's got its own bank and can print money. And there's a lot of misconceptions. I mean, she brought in Thatcherism, which is monetarism, really. And it was, I think it was an experiment, and it was introduced into Chile, and their success from it. And this is the Margaret Thatcher, that's what she's been using, about balancing books and not overspending. And we've had it for decades. And we've even got the Labour Party doing it. We can print, we talk about there's no such thing as a magic tray, but believe it or not, the Bank of England is a magic tray, and it can print money. But you've got to be sensible about it. You've got to have a balanced economy, and you can't overprint. But at the same time, we do need to put money into the economy. She also mentioned the fact that if we borrow too much, it's going to be the future generation will pay for it. Well, not really. At the end of the day, I mean, we first borrowed 300 years ago. We always overborrow. It eventually gets eaten up by inflation. Taxes cancel it out eventually. The Bank of England sometimes makes treasury bonds and whatever, but it doesn't have to. You don't have to make treasury bonds. It can just stay as an overdraft with the Bank of England. It doesn't even have to be charged interest, but for some reason we pay the Bank of England interest as well. We don't need to do it. I mean, at the moment, Bank of England are doing fiscal tightening, and that's really reducing the money supply out of the economy and making things worse. The reason why I tell you is that we got Rachel Reeves, and she's talked about balancing the budget. We've got this big hole in the budget, and there's two ways to close it down. You can either tax more or spend less. And I think Rachel Reeves is trying to do both. She's taxing more and she's spending less. And but she doesn't know what she's doing, really. I don't think the reason why I don't think she knows what she's doing is because, take it from me, if you've got a deficit, let's say 100 billion deficit, and you want to, and Rachel said, I need to save 5-10 billion. She goes, right, we'll get rid of the 2-child cap. That's going to save us 5 billion. We're going to get rid of the winter fuel allowance. That will save 5 billion. And but what she doesn't realise is that the poor people have got a very high propensity to spend. It's probably 100% on things like child benefit, and with pensions, it's probably close to 90%. So you're probably saying, what does that mean? What that means is that when they get the money, they spend every penny of it, and it goes back into the economy. And if you gave child benefit, got rid of the child benefit cap, and it cost you 5 billion, that 5 billion will go straight into the economy, into the local economy, generate turnover, business. Governments would collect tax, pays you national insurance from all that, and VAT. And that money gets redistributed. It keeps getting turned over. And you'll probably find that if you spent £5 billion on the child benefit, the government will probably receive over a period of time, probably 7 to 10 billion back. So by reducing 5 billion to trying to save 5 billion, you're actually reducing the economy by 7 to 10 billion. So the gap's still wider. You're making the gap wider, not lower. So what the government needs to do, they need to put policies in place where all the money gets spent and put back into the economy. They talk about maybe not taxing the rich, but the problem is if you give the rich more money, they don't spend it. They just save it. So it's no good. It's no good for anyone. And if they don't save it and they do want to spend it, it either goes somewhere abroad, possibly, or they buy property and stuff. They buy property. And so they're competing against young people who want to buy houses. They got extra money, they'll buy houses. And because all this extra money they're buying houses, it's pushing the prices up. So they're okay, that's fine. But it's making it more expensive for everybody else. So what the government needs to do is look at where you can spend money that put what goes straight back into the economy, where there's where it won't cause inflation. Because like again, you can overdo it if you spend too much money. Like look at COVID, the money they're just giving money away left, right, and centre, and all that money just ended up going to the rich people, and that's what inflated house prices more and etc. And you got these extra people getting COVID loans just to buy houses, and they were pushing houses as well. So it was just absolutely disgusting. So you don't want that sort of spending. It's got to be controlled, but we don't need austerity. We just need to look at how effective we can do it. So this is what this channel is all about. So I've not said much today, but I'm going to probably talk about some geopolitics, UK, and if any policies come through, I can try and explain it, and I might teach you a bit. I might show you what I think economics is all about. So stay tuned. This is my first video. It's not very good, but stay tuned. Hopefully, I'll get better at it, and hopefully subscribe and try and make this channel a success. Right, thank you. Bye.